Hello, and welcome to A Word of Hope on Saturday of the third week of Lent. All three readings today, the first, the responsorial psalm, and the gospel, are an attempt to knock us off our high horses. Hopefully, most of us are riding shorter ponies, so we won't have so far to fall. The first reading from Hosea is very clear. It is love that I desire, not sacrifice. In this season of Lent, we hear that quite a few times. I'm not looking for you to just give up chocolate. I am looking for love, the Lord says over and over again. Psalm 51 is also about that and reminds us that God's desire is for contrite spirits, for humble hearts. There's no room for arrogance, my friends. This is a day for us to just rest with that reality. There is no room for arrogance in our faith and in what you and I profess. Luke's gospel has Jesus being very, very tough, and he addresses a parable to those who were convinced of their own righteousness. And he tells the story of both the Pharisee and the tax collector who went into the temple to pray. And the Pharisee is there just bragging, not about God, but about himself, about all he does. I tithe, I give this much to others, I fast this many days a week. Thank God that I am not like other people, and especially like this tax collector. And then the tax collector prays and beats his breast, won't even look up at the high altar, and says, have pity on me, a sinner. Jesus says in that parable and in that storytelling, the one that went away justified was the tax collector, not the self-righteous Pharisee. My friends, there is no room for pride in our faith. There is no room for arrogance in our faith. There is no room for narcissistic approaches to life in our faith. We must be empty so that God can fill us. It reminds me of the 17th century writing that I've shared with you before from St. Thomas Browne. I've used newer language for it. If you would completely empty yourself of self, like to a shell uninhabited, then might God find you on the ocean shelf and say, this is not dead, and fill you with himself instead. But you are very full of yourself and have such shrewd activity that when God comes, God says, this is enough unto itself. Better to let it be. It's so small and full. There is no room for me. Let there be room for God. Let us get off our high horses. Let us avoid pride and arrogance in every form so that God can fill us with God. Blessings on your day.